Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news all right. Steelers Nation, buckle up because there's a buzz swirling around the league that could shake up the AFC North in a way we haven't seen in years. Word from some of the most trusted sources, folks like Adam Schefter, suggests the Kansas City Chiefs might be open to parting ways with one of their most disruptive defenders, Chris Jones, and this potential move could be huge for Pittsburgh. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would KC, a team fresh off a Super Bowl win, consider such a bold move? Well, it's all about cap space and their future plans, especially with the looming need to rebuild a bit after a 8-4 record that's seen their Super Bowl odds drop from +500 to +8,000. The Chiefs are sitting on only about $29 million in cap space after restructuring deals with Mahomes and Jones, and with their draft picks dwindling, they might be willing to swap a premier defensive tackle for future assets, specifically a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and a third-rounder. That's a significant price, but it could be exactly what they need to retool while still staying competitive. Chris Jones, the 31-year-old interior beast, is a game-changer. I mean, this guy's a nightmare for quarterbacks and running backs alike. Over his career, he's accumulated an eye-popping 85, 5 sacks, and he's constantly pressuring the QB, over 300 pressures in his career. And this season, even with some injury setbacks, he's been dominant. Despite missing some snaps due to a thigh injury, Jones still managed 74 pressures in 12 games, leading the league in pressures according to PFF with a 60. 3 overall grade, good for a defensive tackle. His pass rush win rate is off the charts at 18.1%, and he's got 5 sacks on the season. Watching him against the Jaguars, he posted a 92. 8 run-stop grade and EPA per run of -0.45, showing how much of a difference-maker he is against both the pass and the run. Compared to some of the top interior linemen in the league, he's right up there with Aaron Donald. Jones just elevates the entire interior line. Now the Chiefs' reasoning for possibly letting him go is clear. They need to free up cap space to improve their offensive line, especially to give Mahomes more protection. They're paying a hefty cap hit of around $34, $9 million for Jones, and with Kansas City's focus shifting towards building for the future, they're prioritizing youth and less on aging veterans. They've already started making moves, including focusing more on their OL, because without solid protection, even Mahomes can be limited. Allowing 28 points per game in losses isn't what a Super Bowl contender wants. So this potential trade isn't just about the now, it's a strategic rebuild, and Jones could be the missing piece for a team looking to stay competitive while reloading. And here's where it gets really interesting for us. The Steelers, currently sitting at 6-6 and fighting for a playoff spot, are eyeing this development very closely. Pittsburgh's defense, which has been solid but not quite at the elite level we're used to, could see a seismic upgrade with Jones in the middle of that line. Right now, the Steelers are giving up around 227 passing yards per game and a record 249 rushing yards against the Browns, a number that's just not good enough for a team with playoff aspirations. Adding Chris Jones could push those numbers down dramatically. His presence alone can elevate our pass rush, which has been a bit inconsistent this season, and significantly improve our run defense. If Steelers can snag him, it could be the boost that turns a decent defense into a top-tier unit that can carry us deep into the playoffs. Imagine a front four with T.J. Watt and Chris Jones commanding the line, creating chaos in the backfield, forcing turnovers, and sacking quarterbacks at an even higher rate. It's the kind of duo that reminds you of the Steelers' legendary defenses from the past. Think Big Ben and Troy Polamalu leading us to big wins back in 2008. That's the vision, an aggressive, disruptive defense that can take over games, especially in the postseason. The projections are promising. Adding Jones could bump our total sacks from around 34 to nearly 39, with an expected increase of 15% in sacks overall. That's a game changer. With Jones's ability to disrupt the passing game, his EPA per pass could improve by about 12 with Watt on the other side. The Steelers' secondary would gain valuable extra seconds, giving coverage more time to clamp down on receivers. And let's not forget, this move could have a ripple effect on our chances of making a deep playoff run. The Super Bowl odds for the Steelers, which are currently at plus 15-0, could shrink dramatically if we pull off a trade for a player like Jones. The AFC North is tight, with the Browns and Ravens also vying for supremacy, but a disruptive defensive force like Jones could be the X-factor in the postseason, especially if he helps us contain high-powered offenses like the Bills, who average 160 rushing yards per game. With Jones in the mix, the Steelers could become a nightmare for offenses that rely on running the ball or quick passes, kind of like a modern-day big bad wolf prowling in the NFC. Looking at the division, the AFC North's odds shifted with the possibility of adding a player of Jones's caliber. The division favorite now looks more vulnerable, and Pittsburgh could capitalize on that. If the Steelers manage to land him, it's not just about boosting the defense. It's about sending a message that we're still contenders, still hungry for that next Super Bowl. The vision is clear. A Steelers team with a ferocious front line, led by Watt and Jones, creating chaos for any QB that dares step into Acrisure Stadium. And it's not just about this season. It's about building a foundation for sustained success, much like the Steelers' identity of grit, toughness, and relentless defense. Now, I know fans are already dreaming about what this could mean for the playoffs. With the AFC North so tightly contested, every game matters, and having a player like Chris Jones could be the decisive factor in tight matchups. The idea of him teaming up with Watt, creating a duo reminiscent of the Steelers' glory days, is enough to get any fan excited. And of course, the ripple effects extend beyond just the defense. Adding a star like Jones could motivate the entire team, boost morale, and set a new tone for the franchise moving forward. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Steelers should pursue Chris Jones if he becomes available? Could he be the missing piece to finally push us back into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in an exciting moment and the possibilities are endless. Let's keep that passion burning bright. Steelers Nation, we're always ready to make history again.